Hello there, welcome or welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Samantha and this is my channel where I talk all about books. Anyway, today I'm coming to you with a TBR video, so we're going to chat about all of the books that I plan or hope to read in April. Do I think I can realistically read all of these books? Probably not, but I am nothing if not optimistic. Yeah, I have a pretty hefty stack of books. It's more like a list of books that I could pull from, and hopefully I will get to them this month, but only time will tell. Like I said, there are a lot of books on here, so let's just get into it. So I'm starting off with a couple of ARCs that I have. ARC stands for Advanced Reader Copy, by the way. Yeah, I've got some ARCs from NetGalley. So the first of those is The Friendship Fling by Georgia Stone. This is coming out in May. I can't exactly remember when, but I will put the date on the screen for you. And basically this book is all about our main girlie called Ava, and she is a barista in a busy London coffee shop. She's sarcastic, blunt, and cynical, and her relationships are strictly no strings attached. With her best friend Josie soon leaving for a year, Ava knows she'll be all alone unless she shakes up her routine. She can't risk bringing chance back into her carefully controlled life. Then, insufferably cheerful, country-hopping, undeniably gorgeous Finn O'Callaghan rolls into her coffee shop with a horrifying proposal, a strictly friends-only summer fling. Finn needs a local to help him complete his London bucket list, and Ava needs to reassure Josie she won't be on her own, and it's only for a few months. To Ava's surprise, their mismatched friendship of convenience becomes oddly tolerable, and as they work their way through Finn's list and around the sun-drenched city, that's unrealistic, but okay. But from rooftops and floating bars to nights at the museum, their adventures and Finn's company start to feel nice. Incredibly, terrifyingly, dangerously nice. Still, rules are rules. Ava has good reasons for them, and as the days get shorter, Finn's departure gets closer. Because that's the thing about... What? Because that's the thing about it always ends, right? That doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm confused. I'm confused by this synopsis because the end of this doesn't make any sense. But essentially, it's a contemporary romance following our main girlie Ava, works in a coffee shop. Her friend is worried that she's gonna be lonely, and so she starts up this relationship with this guy called Finn, except they're just friends, and completing a summer bucket list. It sounds fun. I live in London, if you didn't know, so I sometimes like to read books set in London. Sometimes it can be fun. This sounds very unrealistic. Sun-drenched city? I think you mean just drenched city, because that's what we normally get in the summer. I mean, hopefully not, but we will see. So that is the first book on the TBR. And then next we have another ARC, and this is a young adult fantasy romance, which I feel like I haven't read a young adult fantasy romance in a long time. And this is A Forgery of Fate by Elizabeth Lim, coming out on the 3rd of June. So if I don't get to it in April, it's not the end of the world. I can read it in May. But this is a breathtaking romantic fantasy inspired by Beauty and the Beast about a girl who paints the future and a cursed dragon lord bound by love and deception in a plot to bring down the gods. That sounds very intriguing to me. I won't go into the full synopsis. I'll just chat about it once I've read it. Also though, the cover is stunning. Oh my goodness. It is beautiful. I love that color of blue. So yeah, I'm hoping to get to this in April as well. And now let's cover some new releases that are coming out in April. I don't have these as advanced reader copies. I wish I did, but unfortunately I do not. So the two releases that I'm highly anticipating for April are firstly Wild and Rankled by Lila Sage. This is the 4th book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. And I don't want to tell you what couple this follows just in case you haven't read the other books and you want to. It's not really a spoiler, but kind of. But it is a second chance romance and I'm very excited for it. I have enjoyed the introduction of these two characters in their previous books, and I loved Lost and Lassoed, and I feel like Lila Sage is just getting better and better with each book. So I have pre-ordered this and I cannot wait for this to come out in April. And then one that I have to wait a little bit longer for is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I love Emily Henry. If you didn't know, you can see her, my little shrine to her over here. I love my girly Emily Henry. So I obviously am highly anticipating her newest release, and I will read it and I will hopefully love it. I don't know a ton about this one beyond the fact that it's about two writers who have the opportunity to write this woman's life story, and they're kind of fighting over it, and I just can't wait. I am so excited. So yeah, those are both coming out a little bit later this month, and I will be buying them and hopefully reading them this month. I better. I'll be mad at myself if I don't. Anyway, moving on to books that I do actually physically own and have with me to show you right now. So firstly, I have my book for the Buzzwordathon for April. I have been lagging behind on the Buzzwordathon and I have not been doing super well, but the challenge for April for the Buzzword is reading a book with animals in the title, and the cover challenge is reading a book with animals on the cover. So I have combined those quite easily with Away with the Penguins by Hazel Pryor. You can't see super super well, but there are penguins on this cover. And obviously it's Away with the Penguin, so it's in the title. I can't exactly remember what this one is about, so I'm going to read you the synopsis from the inside flap. It says, Veronica McCready lives in a mansion by the sea. She loves a nice cup of Darjeeling tea whilst watching a good wildlife documentary, and she's never been without her ruby red lipstick. Although these days, Veronica is rarely seen by anyone because at 85, her days are spent mostly at home, alone. She can be found either collecting litter from the beach, trying to locate her glasses, or shouting instructions to her assistant Eileen. Veronica doesn't have family or friends nearby, not that she knows about anyway, and she has no idea where she's going to leave her considerable wealth when she dies. But today, Veronica is going to make a decision that will change everything. So that doesn't really give me much. I do believe that she goes to Antarctica and finds penguins. I'm not quite sure, but I feel like this is gonna be like kind of Frederick Bachman sort of vibes. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. I love penguins and I can be grumpy, so I feel like she's gonna be a relatable queen and I can't wait. So yes, this is definitely on the TBR for this month. Next, I have my book club pick for this month. I have a little book club with my two besties. If you wanted me to do a public book club, I could think about it, try and make that happen, but at the moment I'm just not running one because I think it's quite saturated. But if you want one, let me know. But at the moment, I'm quite happy doing my little 3-person book club. And our pick for April is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This actually literally just arrived at my house this morning, so excellent timing. I recently read Circe and loved it, and I was telling my friends about it, and then we all realized that none of us had read The Song of Achilles, and we all wanted to, so this is the April pick. Do I know what it's about? Not particularly. I think that this is a very sad book from what I've heard, so I am ready to sob. I've been crying at books so much this year, and I'm actually just loving it, because if I cry at a book, it probably means that it's good. So yeah, I'm very excited to get to this and for it to destroy me emotionally. Can't wait to discuss this with the gals as well. Speaking of reading with other people, one of my besties has been reading the Throne of Glass series for the first time, and I was desperately trying to catch up with her. I finally did, and it was just in time to do the tandem read. And you might be thinking, Samantha, didn't you talk about this in February? Yes, I did. But did I read it in February? No. Did I read it in March? No. I have now been waiting for my friend to finish what she's currently reading so that we can get back to it and finally do the very juicy tandem read of Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas, books 5 and 6, kind of, in the Throne of Glass series. I have never done the tandem before, and I am so excited and nervous. So I'm hoping we get to it in April. It's not set in stone. I have to wait for updates from my friend and see if she's ready, but fingers crossed we can do the tandem read of these two books. I'm not going to go into Throne of Glass right now because I feel like you know, it's been out for so many years. So you either know what it's about or you're never going to read it. Hopefully going to read these two 700-page books in the month. Oh my God. This is too much. This is actually too much. And finally, the last two books, which coincidentally are actually probably going to be the first two books I read in the month, are my rereads of Catching Fire and also Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. I'm currently working on a reading vlog where I reread the Hunger Games trilogy and also read Sunrise on the Reaping. And I have already read the Hunger Games and Sunrise on the Reaping, so I just have to read these two and then that video is ready to go. I'm not going to be rereading The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes right now just because I don't feel like it. Yeah, I'm very excited to finish off my reread of the trilogy. And yeah, these are the last two books that I need to read. Well, the first two books that I need to read in April, but the last two books that we're going to talk about today. That was kind of a rapid fire of like the ridiculous amount of books I have to read. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that was 10 books, which is kind of crazy, especially because I still have to do my TBR tackle episode for April and also finish off my TBR tackle episode for March. So 10 books is really more like 15, which I feel like is very unlikely. That's literally a book every 2 days. That's not going to happen. We'll see how it goes. This is, like I said, a list of books to pick from. But yeah, that is all that I have for this video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give a thumbs up. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe down below. And if you made it all the way to the end and you don't know what to say, just leave me a book stack emoji because this is way too many books. It's gonna be a very big stack. And if you want to let me know what you're planning to read in April, please do. I would love to know. But yeah, that's all that I have. So I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye.